Hey everybody, it's Ed and Gigi there in the background. On the day that I'm recording this, it is January 16th of 2022. Now, January 14th in 1973, 49 years ago, at 12:30 a.m., Elvis Presley played his famous Aloha from Hawaii concert live via satellite, worldwide broadcast. Wasn't seen in the U.S. until April. However, yeah. So the album then came out. Well, like I said, this was recorded January 14th, 1973 at 12:30 in the morning in Honolulu, Hawaii, and the album was released on February 4th, 1973. Now, to prepare for the live broadcast, and the way I understand it, to prepare in case there were any technical difficulties of the live broadcast, on January 12th, 1973, he had another performance of that concert, which they deemed the dress rehearsal, and that was also filmed. And from what I understand is if there were any technical difficulties during the live broadcast, they had that as a backup to play just in case. So that's that. So for the longest time, I say, well, let's see, 1988, I believe it was. And 1988 was a glorious, glorious year because in 1988, we saw the release of this. And what is this? Well, this is titled Elvis, the Alternate Aloha. It says the unreleased dress rehearsal of the most watched TV special of all time, recorded live at the Honolulu International Center Friday, January 12th, 1973. So that's what it says on the hype sticker. Here is your cover of more of a caricature, if you will, of Elvis. And here is your back cover. Now, this was only pressed on a single LP, so grooves appear to be quite tight, tightly spaced together. All right, but that's what your cover looked like for this. And the inner sleeve, believe it or not, was just, was not just a plain white inner sleeve. There was actually some text on here and a little bit of literature. And there you go. I don't know if this is focused enough where you can pause it and read it, but if you are able to, now would be a good time to do that. All right, and this side, it just has technical production notes, basically. Yeah. Project remixed, digitally restored, and remastered at RCA Recording Studios, New York. The producers would like to thank the following, without whose help this LP could not have been released. So we had Joan Deary, Roger Seaman, Ed Strait, Ed Michael, Patrick Snyder, Deborah Ahn, Daniel Farrand, Pete Smith, Amanda Armstrong, Todd Slaughter. We have Gene Catani, AJ Scariff Rentals, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. Director of audio is Dick Baxter and Al Pachocki. Other recording engineers. Nice. So this was originally recorded in 1973 and finally released in 1988. So this one in 1988 just had the RCA Black Label. There you go. And like I said, the grooves appear to be very, very tightly spaced together. So, but look, for what it was and what it is, it's a good novelty to have. I don't think this is something that goes for a lot of money if you do find it. It's not something I see often, but I have seen it on occasion out there. And again, I can't imagine that you're going to spend more than $10 for it. Again, though, depending on condition and all that other good stuff. But I think even $10 would be pushing it. But then, I don't know. I didn't check to see what the current value is. But again, I haven't really seen it out there in the wild recently either. We'll also show you the CD that was released also in 1988. And this one's actually kind of cool. course, the face of the CD is like the face of the album cover, which was nice. Very cool. You know, the sound on this, the mix on this is not bad. It's good, you know, for what it is. Again, this was unreleased at the time of 1988 when this one and this one came out. They have since been remastered. Okay, in I think this was 2005. They don't, no, 2004. Back in 2004, the Deluxe DVD Aloha from Hawaii came out. This is out of print now. I'm sure you probably still can find it out there. But if you do not have this in your collection, you have a DVD player, get this. It is amazing. You have the afternoon concert. You have the Aloha concert, a fully recut, new angles and footage and stuff that wasn't seen originally. And just mind-blowing. Great stuff. So if you are able to get this, highly recommend getting it. It's a 2 DVD set, and worth having. And then again in 2013, they released the Legacy Edition, which had both the Aloha from Hawaii January 14th concert and the Dress Rehearsal January 12th concert. But this one was remixed for this release. So I'm not sure if this was remixed by oh my God, his name is escaping me now. I can't remember, but regardless. Yeah, so the Aloha from Hawaii, the Dress Rehearsal concert back in 1988 when this came out was an awesome thing to have. And I still enjoy putting this on. I put the album on more than anything. So I think it sounds fine, and I do enjoy listening to it. And don't ask me which mix is better between the one that originally came out in 88 or the one that was released on the Legacy. I really couldn't tell you. I know that I think a lot of people feel strongly one way over one mix than the other, but I'm neither here nor there with that. So it's my 2 cents for what it's worth. All right, but I appreciate you watching. Leave me a comment if you would like. Let me know what you think. And as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Take care, everybody.